I'm Cynthia Cash Green, Chief Instructional Officer.
And we're at Howard today, and we're also at the Orangeburg Leadership Academy. We just happened to run into you. Are you at all these schools every day?
Not every day, but we do try to make frequent visits in addition to our Learn Walks in order that we can know what's happening in our schools.
I asked the question of the teacher there, and Mr. Brown, was how valuably important it was to have administrators who are supportive of the programs that exist in the district.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you have a district-wide initiative, it's always good to know that they're supported by the district administrators because in most cases there's continuous professional learning as well as materials and those types of things, and you need to know how effective the program is and what impact it's actually having on student learning.
Does a teacher ever stop learning?
Never, ever.
Okay. Okay. Why is that?
Well, because things are ever changing, and as students, particularly now in this digital environment, we actually need to stay abreast of all of those means by which students can tap into, which actually makes this world more smaller. So when you talk about global society, we have to know how to make that effective for kids and actually give kids ownership of their own learning.
You were a teacher for some years yourself?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your subject? Reading was your subject?
Oh, well, actually, I was an elementary school teacher, so I'm hands-on 24/7.
But you've not changed from that.
No, I do believe hands-on is important.
I guess that's why you're here today.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
During the AVID elective class, this has been my third year. The particular group of students I have been with me all 3 years with the exception of a few additional students.
Now, believe it or not, unfortunately, this is the first time I'm learning of AVID. I've seen the signs, I've seen the posters. Does it mean something that transforms life or changing or applying what you're learning in school to life? Is that what
it does. AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. It is a college readiness program. It's designed for the student who may be in the middle. Not your all A, all B students. Yes, we do have some of those. But for the students who could go to college but need that extra push and support, the kids will tell you AVID is more like a family. We develop relationships. We work in groups together. We encourage each other. At the same time, we sometimes talk about the hard topics. When you go to the doctor's office, let me ask this question. Do you want him to look at you and pay attention to you if you're in pain and you're hurting? Yes. So all of those careers you slant about the expectations when you go outside of this room to other teachers' classrooms. So it's an accountability piece.
When you have colleagues and administrators such as Mr. Brown who work with you, how easy does that make it for you? How well does that work?
It works extremely well. One of the things about AVID, the need for it to be successful depends on leadership down, and that's from the district level to your school level. Our program has been fully supported this year. Our kids just traveled a couple of weeks ago to the Charlotte Hornets AVID Day. It was a phenomenal experience. They had the opportunity to talk to a speaker panel of executives from the Hornets. They participated in a college fair with over 1,200 other students, and then they attended the basketball game. And some of our kids had never been to a professional basketball game, so it was an awesome day.
So these are our specialized programs that we do, and we go the extra mile just to make sure our kids are successful. It's not just about ELA, science, social studies all the time, but it's the extra offerings that we have to make our students successful.
I'm Yolanda Bennett. I'm a science teacher, 6th grade science here at Robert E. Howard Middle School. This is very important. I don't expect for every kid to come in my class and love science like I love it, but my job as a science teacher is to make them look at the real world outside of Howard and realize what science does to get them through their day-to-day processes every day. That inductive and deductive reasoning, and then we incorporate the science theory, which is what the PITSCO lab does.
Tell us about the PITSCO lab. What exactly is that?
The PITSCO lab is several different user applications that stem from environmental math, applied science, CAD structures, which are in use in industry, and all of those we put it in one setting for the students to understand how what we learn in theory is actually applied in our neighboring industry.
Now, right now they're working on a social studies project, and so the library is an extension of the classroom, so they're doing some research, and we have been trying to introduce some resources like Discus, which is South Carolina's virtual library, to get them in the habit of researching effectively instead of just Googling, but they have the habit and the tendency to kind of Google because it's easier. So we've been trying to change that.
What was the other one you said, the South Carolina?
Virtual library, Discus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how extensive is that?
It's free.
Okay.
So it's free to all South Carolinians. And so it's like no reason why anyone in South Carolina doesn't have their hands on all the resources available. There's encyclopedias, there's dictionaries, there's maps, there's professional resources. So we're trying to get them to start to use it because it's free for all residents of South Carolina. Yeah, we're trying to change how we go about and maybe make it a little bit more real world, because everything the students are do is connected to information. And so books is one facet, but they encounter like media literacy, different digital tools, and we want them to be able to use those resources.
We want to thank you very much for talking with us today. We appreciate it. Now, why was it so important that they got you to come on camera and talk with us here at Howard Middle School?
Because I'm the 7th grade science teacher here. I am the district teacher of the year, and I love making a difference in what my students do.
How long have you been teaching?
I have been teaching 10 years.
10 years.
Teachers never stop learning. Learning always goes on and on and on.
And you said in your area of study is?
7th grade science.
Why science? Why did you pick science?
Because I love science. I'm creating the next science teachers, technologists, engineers, and mathematicians.
And Orangeburg, I mean, one of the things that many people have said is Orangeburg has to do more to help recruit parents to bring their children to the school district. And I guess your role is to help move along. Is that right?
Yes, that's my role, to help recruit our parents, more teachers, young teachers, veteran teachers, and teaching our children, because we really need them. Teachers, keep doing what you do. Students, keep learning. I'm here to keep it going and keep it engaging. Thank you.